It has been said that parents are never supposed to bury their children, but if the unthinkable happens, how do you find the strength and the hope to go on? Cynthia Nance and her family from Italy, Texas, faced that very challenge 5 years ago. Shelley, their 20-year-old daughter, was murdered in 2009, but as you are about to see, this young art student's life is not forgotten, and her memory continues to live on with grace. Welcome, Cynthia. Thank you so much for being here. It's such a difficult topic, and for any parent to imagine losing their baby is it's unthinkable.
Absolutely.
Can you tell us what happened to your daughter?
Well, in high school, she won a scholarship to attend the Art Institute of Dallas in 2007, and she went to class and started in fall of 2007. She actually won a $13,000 scholarship to attend that school. Wow. And since it was in Dallas, we were really concerned about, her being a small town girl. Our population of Italy is only like 2,000. That we were really concerned about sending her off to the big city, and we didn't want her
As any parent would be.
Yeah, to give up her dream of attending this school, because it was her dream school. It's where she'd always wanted to go. And when she won the scholarship, there was no way we could tell her, no, you can't go. So it's like, we just had to say, bite the bullet, and we're going to let her go. I mean, other people live there. Surely it's okay.
Yeah, but it wasn't.
No, it didn't end up being the dream that we wanted. I mean, she was flourishing as an art student at the Art Institute. She was around all these other students that had her same interest, and she was just becoming such a wonderful, beautiful individual.
And she loved anime, right? That was one of...
All of her art was influenced by anime. She loved to draw. She loved to do charcoal and pencil, and she wasn't too much into oils, but digital art, she really took off. She was in the process of trying to get a bachelor's degree in art and animation because she wanted to make video games.
So talented, so incredibly talented. Then what happened?
Well, in the summer of 2009, she decided she was mature enough that she was going to have a boyfriend. She'd never had a boyfriend before.
And she was how old at this point?
She was 20.
Okay.
And boys started taking an interest in her, specifically because there was only like 2 girls in the whole animation program, because it wasn't specifically something that girls normally did. So she let her heart take over, and she decided that she would start dating one of her fellow classmates who'd been in lots of her classes with her, and she'd known him for the whole time she'd been there. So she started dating him, and within a couple of months after she started dating him, an obsession started with her boyfriend's roommate, who actually had an obsession with him.
Really? So he was in love with his friend and didn't care for her as his girlfriend.
She was in the way. She was an obstacle in his desire. So in September of 2009, he let himself into her apartment, and he killed her in her sleep.
Oh my God. It's one of those stories, like I said, that we hear as parents and we go, how do we protect our children from something like that? And as you're here to say, you can't really protect them against an attack like that. How did you know that that was the thought process behind what he did? Did that all come out?
That came out later. I mean, I didn't have any suspicion. She didn't know of anyone that would want to hurt her. It just all came out later. So it wasn't something we could have prevented. There's nothing we could have done to prevent it.
What you've done now, though, since that tragedy, is you've been able to pay it forward a little bit through a scholarship in her name.
Yes, we created the Shelley Nance Memorial Arts Scholarship in September 2010. First award was in May of 2011. It is specifically for her high school and her high school seniors that are going on to attend a college and degree in the field of art. So those are the perimeters that they have to meet in order for them to be able to, to earn the scholarship. But to date, we've given $4,000, $1,000 for each year, and the last student that actually won the scholarship is attending the Art Institute of Dallas.
That's so exciting. She would be so incredibly proud of that.
Yes.
Can you tell me how it ended up? What happened? The person who did this, what was he sentenced to?
He was sentenced to 30 years, which means he will be eligible for parole after serving 30 years, which will be 2039. But if I have anything to do with it, he will not receive a parole because he's not getting out of jail.
He'll stay right where he's at.
That's my objective, is to get him to stay right where he's at.
Thank you for sharing the story. I know it's difficult for you to talk about still, but the beautiful things that are coming out of this and the way that you're able to help other students and really help other parents who have been through the same sort of tragedy to learn how to move forward. What is one thing that you would say to parents about coping through something like this?
One thing I'd like to point out is even though your children are old enough to go to college and they feel like they're grown at that point, you need to know what they're doing and who's around them, and they need to be aware of anyone that kind of, makes them feel weird. Those were things that were told to me by her, that this person was making her feel weird, and we didn't take it seriously.
So take those things
seriously,
even if she doesn't want you to, or even if he doesn't want you to.
Yes.
It's important. Well, thank you for sharing your story.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate you being here. Tune in tomorrow night as Dateline focuses on Shelley's story and how her family has found strength and hope to keep her dream alive. And if you'd like to donate to the Shelley Nance Memorial Art Scholarship, you can mail that in, or if you live in Ellis County, you can actually contact a branch of Citizens National Bank and do it that way. We'll be back with more broadcast right after this.